Rating your favorite chips. Doritos are like a warm blanket on a cold autumn day. They're comforting, they're reliable, they're always there. You can't really beat it. Lay's, on the other hand, is like your wishy-washy friend who doesn't really know what he wants in life. One minute he wants to be a doctor, the next minute he wants to be a Very confused, very confused. When was the last time you ever said to yourself, gee, I could use a snack. You know what would really hit the spot right now? Fritos. You've never said that. Sun chips are usually that first step we all take into healthy eating, but the f***ed up part is that you'll eat a double bacon cheeseburger and a shake, have these on the side, and think you're doing better. They're tasty, but come on, guy. Cheetos are like Doritos understudy. If Doritos are present, you're never going for these, but you'll I'm sure have these over some weak-ass Lay's or Fritos. Pringles are too much work and disappointment for me. You have about half a tin of good chips, and then at the bottom you just have a wasteland of crumbs. I can't get jiggy with that at all. Rating your favorite chips, Part 2. If you are not hip to the cheddar and sour cream ruffles, you are truly sleeping. Such a bold and complex palette of flavors all on one chip. Treat yourself. Go and grab a bag. I see what they're trying to do with these, but in my opinion, they come up a little bit short. Is it just me, or do these have a aftertaste of booty hole? Just some good old booty hole aftertaste right here. Is it just me? While on the other hand, some sour cream and onion Lay's are the perfect accompaniment with any sandwich, any soup, anything that requires a side. These are top tier, scrumdiddlyumptious, I'll tell you. The hero we never knew we needed, a structurally sound chip in the shape of a bowl for our salsas, our chilies, our cheeses. It's the culinary ingenuity we need in this world today. And while I know these are a cult classic, I'm going to have to say they're very overrated and very overdone. Fight me. Rating your favorite candy bars. The Hershey bar is that baseline for all candy bars. You're never going to find anyone who says they hate Hershey bars, but you're never going to find anyone who says their get wet for them either. They're just average. I feel like the Kit Kat is the perfect combination of candy bar and pastry. Best of both worlds. You can't go wrong. They're pretty solid. Having a Snickers is almost like having a meal. One of the most satisfying candy bars you will ever come across. The way a Snickers lays on the back of your tongue and just coats every taste bud, it's immaculate. Nobody eats these. Eating a Butterfingers is always a unique experience because every time you bite into one, you have to ask yourself, did I just chip a tooth on it? Do I need an oral maxillofacial specialist? Still gonna finish it. Rating your favorite candy. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the Reese's Cup, but I feel like I'm being cheated when I buy it. When you look at those two little cups compared to how much candy you get in a normal candy bar, does it really add up? Now, Jolly Ranchers are near refreshing. Probably the best hard candy of all time. I don't think I know anyone who likes candy that dislikes Jolly Ranchers. Raisinets are an absolute classic. The best thing you can get when you go to the movies. Pro tip, when you get Raisinets, mix it with your popcorn. Thank me later. I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but it's okay. I don't do Twix. That dry cookie in the middle of it is what kills it for me. It's like tree bark in the middle of my chocolate, and I can't get jiggy with it. If you actually like candy corn, do better. Rating your favorite candies. Fruit by the foot is just good old American fun. Seemingly miles of perfectly sweet, perfectly sour candy that has been a favorite of mine since I was an adolescent and will always have a piece of my heart. Three Musketeers is missing something. I don't know if it needs like a cookie crunch, some peanuts, some caramel, but just a nougat and a chocolate aren't doing it. It needs some support. It needs a stimulus check. I always forget that Sour Patch Kids even exist. It always takes for me to get them in like a little gift bag or something for me to be like, oh yeah, these are out here. They're delicious. Enjoy. Who the f is out here eating mound? One day the Hershey Company woke up and chose decadence. The creamy white chocolate, the crispy little cookie bits. My belly's getting wet thinking about it. Rating your favorite breakfast cereals. Frosted Flakes is kind of that benchmark cereal. It's very neutral. Not too many people hate it. And to my knowledge, not too many people love it. It's kind of just there. This is a very tasty cereal. It does almost everything right, except for the fact that if you notice, there's a little protective film outside of every piece, and it just kind of gets to me. Let me know if you noticed it. Sugary styrofoam and cardboard. Next. Honey Nut Cheerios is for people who want to eat healthy but still want to trick their mind into thinking they're eating shit. It's good though. Captain Crunch is the parkour of cereal. It's very tasty, but you eat at your own risk. You might get f***ed up. I'm convinced this is just a figment of our imaginations collectively. When have you ever seen anyone buy this or request this? I used to work at a store. No one ever bought this. I've never seen anyone request this. Let's be blunt, this is amazing. It's the way, the truth, and the light. Real talk. Rating your favorite cereals, Part 2. Cocoa Puffs is one of the best cereals of all time. It accomplishes so many different things that you want in a great cereal. It tastes great. It holds up well in milk. It makes the milk delicious. It's God tier, if you will. It's damn good. Raisin Bran, on the other hand, I only see the elderly eat this. But if you're having trouble pooping, grab a bowl. Now, I'm not a massive fan of cornflakes, but I respect their hustle. With this little box right here, you can have a good breakfast. You can coat your chicken, and peanut butter cornflake cookies are a thing. Look it up. These are only good for 45 seconds before they're mush. It's a no for me, dog. Fruit Loops are actually one of the best fruit-flavored cereals in the game, but they have a secret. Each one of those individual colors, they're all the exact same flavor, so they lose points for deceiving my black. Rating your favorite cereals, Part 3. One of the biggest culinary swerves in American history. Why don't these taste like apple? I'm mad about that, but they're still pretty good. I really want to like Fruity Pebbles, but they have the least structural integrity out of any cereal, them and their chocolatey counterparts. I can't really get jiggy with that. When it comes to Cookie Crisp, this is the mascot that I grew up with, and this is a lie, and we will not have it all. If you like a little bit of blood with your cereal, what's so special about Special K? I think they're just bougie cornflakes. Rating your favorite struggle meals. First, we start off with the simple bowl of cereal. This is one of the struggle meals that many of us were first introduced to as children, and we carry it over to our adulthood. Very solid. Beans and weenies is wholesome comfort food. Don't make any mistake. With the savory, with a little bit of sweet in there, you can't really beat it. Your classic PB&J is an American standby, and part of the reason I'm skinny fat to this day. I love them. This is a certified hood classic. If you've never made pizza with a slice of bread, some random cheese, and some kind of random meat in the fridge, then you haven't really struggled. Imagine that it's midnight. You look in the fridge and all you see are 2 random hot dogs, and you look at the bread and it's just 2 heels, the end pieces. You're gonna make it work, and it'll slap, guaranteed. Rating your favorite charcuterie board items. First off, you gotta have crackers. We have Ritz, and we have some kind of 4-cheese herb and spice shit. That way your other things have a ride to your mouth. Next, we have some meats. We have some salami, we have some baby weenies, because I don't care what your ex says, small weenies are fun. We have some deformed turkey, and we have some pepperoni. Because the big weenies are okay too, but you just gotta chop them motherfuckers up. Next, you gotta have cheese. We got your Gouda, your Gruyere or whatever, and Colby Jack for the Americans. Next, we have your jams or preserves if you're a fancy f***. This is a raspberry and chili preserve, and this is a apricot and pineapple preserve. Lastly, you gotta have olives because people like olives for some reason, so these are olives stuffed with mozzarella. Happy New Year. Rating your favorite shopping mall, food court, restaurants. You wanna know why I appreciate Auntie Anne's? Because they keep childhood alive. In your adult life, how often do you have pigs in a blanket, except from this motherfucking place? I'll wait. These are always an invited, warm, wholesome treat when you go to a food court. They're like a big bear hug from whoever you solicit bear hugs from. They're wholesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest with ourselves. Nobody ever really wants Subway when you go to the mall. You only get it when you can't think of anything else to get or when every other restaurant looks very sus. Let's be honest. This entry represents that generic Chinese restaurant that every mall has a different name for but serves the exact same 6 or 7 items. You know what I'm talking about. But they are always solid and you can always depend on them. Rating your favorite chicken sandwiches. Wendy's Spicy Asiago Ranch Chicken Club is so slept on when it comes to the great chicken sandwich debate. It has everything you could possibly want in a great chicken sandwich. The bacon, the Asiago, the ranch, it's so crispy and tender in the middle. It's literally so slept on. It's one of the best. McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Chicken it's a good sandwich, but it feels like it's lacking soul. It's like you can taste the corporate America in it. KFC's Crispy Kernel, it has the right idea, wanting to keep it simple with just the mayo and the pickle, which I appreciate, but it just has so much breading. It has like more breading than actual chicken, and I just can't get jiggy with that. The Popeyes chicken sandwich set the world ablaze last year, but honestly, was it worth all the hype? In my opinion, it's a good sandwich, but it wasn't worth all the hype. Rating your favorite fast food desserts. I personally don't see the appeal of the McFlurry, and I find it disrespectful that they offer these, but they never have a functioning milkshake machine. I absolutely love Chick-fil-A's Frosted Lemonade. The creamy ice cream, the sweet but tart lemonade mixed together into one very, very polite little drink. It's decadent. Try harder. Taco Bell cinnamon twists are basically dollar store churros. They have the consistency of packing peanuts, but oddly enough, I'd down about 6 or 7 packs of these with no hesitation. Subway cookies are the pinnacle of the fast food cookie. You're not gonna beat it, and don't let it be peanut butter. I swear it's... Rating your favorite pops. And yes, it's pop, not soda. For me, Coca-Cola wins the age-old rivalry. It's smoother, more satisfying, and it comes in more variety, point blank. Pepsi tastes like lighter fluid. Mountain Dew has been fueling gamers for decades. It's the sweeter and more syrupy of the lemon lime pops. It tastes like a diabetic coma, but in the best way possible. I don't know what it is about Sprite. It seems like Mountain Dew is for the kids and Sprite is for the adults. You know what I mean? It's bold, a very bold flavor. This stuff could knock Snow White out of her coma. It's strong, but I love it. This shit still exists. My opinion about Dr. Pepper changes with the seasons. It consistently tastes like penicillin, but sometimes I'm here for it. Rating your favorite breakfast brands. People want you to believe that pancakes are like the alpha, the omega, the supreme ruler of all things breakfast, right? They're good, but I feel like they're oversaturated. You see them at every breakfast table, every breakfast buffet, therefore there's nothing special about them. They're just okay to me. On the other hand, French toast is almost like a delicacy. You don't see it anywhere near as often as you do pancakes, and you can get such a complex diversity of textures and tastes from a single bite of French toast that you don't get from any other breakfast bread, let alone pancakes. It's just far superior. Now, I absolutely love biscuits with all of my black little heart, but I struggle to find people who do them well. They're either super dry, they're brittle, they're like soggy for some reason. I just can't get jiggy with that. If you eat waffles consistently, you're just used to being hurt and deceived. You have like Stockholm syndrome or something. You're getting less food per bite because of all of these little holes, and I refuse to be f***ed by my breakfast. Rating your favorite fast food burgers. The Big Mac is extremely satisfying, from the double patties, the onions, the pickles, the special sauce, which isn't really special sauce, it's just Thousand Island dressing, but let them lie to us, it's very good. I like it. The Whopper is like the papa of the fast food game for some reason. I know it's weird, but that's how I feel. That flame-broiled flavor for some reason really just hits me in the heart, and I feel like it's home. I've never seen a Rally's or Checkers employee smile, and I feel like it translates to their food. Have you ever seen a Rally's or Checkers employee smile? I'll wait. Five Guys is the epitome of pick something you do right and stick with it. They only have like 4 items on the menu and those random peanuts, but damn it, it all smacks. Solid. In-N-Out Burger is extremely overrated, and stop bringing it up in my comments. You're not gonna find anything better than a Baconator. That's why they keep coming out with more Baconator stuff. Rating your favorite chicken nuggets. For real this time. As always, McDonald's is that industry staple, that baseline if you will, but they're so unique at the same time. No one quite has a batter like them, and no one else quite has my heart like they do either. Very unique. Wendy's is very solid as well, but not quite as craveable as McDonald's in my humble opinion. But they're very solid, again. What the f do I look like eating a Burger King nugget? They give these away 10 for $1 at 10 cents each. What are they made out of? They're made out of like wood chips or something. They're not going to my body. But with Chick-fil-A, it's literally all love. It's something about these that make you feel like everything's just gonna be all right. They're tender, they're juicy, they're served with a smile. It's just all love, baby. I'm not going to pay $5.49 for a box of crust. Rating your favorite frozen pizzas. Totino's Party Pizzas are an absolute classic, a staple almost. You bite into it and you're just hit with waves of nostalgia. They're so simple, but just Tombstone, the Undertaker's favorite pizza. I honestly didn't know that this still existed, but I remember the commercials vividly, and I feel like this is a pizza where the commercials were actually better than the pizza. It's just kind of average for me. I feel like people who eat Freschetta are very extra and bougie. I feel like if you eat this regularly, I probably won't get along with you. I feel like DiGiorno hypes themselves up too much. Let me explain. With their marketing and their advertising, they hype themselves up to the stratosphere just for you to go and buy it, and it's just a frozen pizza. You know what I mean? It's good pizza, but I mean, it's just not all that. Tony's is a lunchroom cafeteria legend. A lot of us have had more of these than we have our own mothers cooking. Rating your favorite Lunchables. The cracker meat and cheese is usually the first introduction most of us had with Lunchables. A base set, if you will. The meat always had a texture that was kind of human fleshy to me, but I would gladly eat this again. It's pretty solid. The pizza ones were always very, very solid. If you ate these consistently, you were most likely a kid who thought you were too good to eat the crackers and cheese one. That said, these are a few steps above the crackers and cheese. Pro tip, put it in the oven. You'll thank me later. I could not get jiggy with the nacho Lunchables. The proportions were totally off. You would get 7 chips while you'd get an entire pint of salsa or cheese. The proportions were too off for me. I could never get down with it. And then they decided to do the full sandwiches for like the big kid Lunchables, and this was a fail. You'd get soggy bread along with the human meat. No one wanted this. Ranking the most popular pizza chains. Pizza Hut doesn't have to put a lot of effort into it because they have such a massive name. Therefore, they don't put a lot of effort into it. It's just basic. Domino's is a full few steps above Pizza Hut. It's what you order when you're actually having a high self-esteem day opposed to the low self-esteem days. That's when you order Pizza Hut. It's pretty good. Are you broke? Are you hungry? You f***ed up, homie, and we ain't forget how you f***ed up. This is a food court and movie theater staple. It probably helped a lot of us get to first and second base because you took someone out for a movie and dinner, and this was the dinner that impressed them. Therefore, you got to cop a feel after said dinner. It's legit, always comes through. Ranking fast food breakfast sandwiches. The McDonald's McGriddle is kind of like that OG that everyone aspires to be but no one can get quite like. Top tier as far as I'm concerned. Burger King Croissant, is one of those wholesome players that I'll crave every once in a while, not as much as the OG, but you always appreciate it when it's around. Good. Any sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts is a lifeless, soulless husk that does not deserve human consumption. 0 out of 0. The Taco Bell Breakfast Crunch Wrap is like the millennial of breakfast foods. It's really hip right now. It's actually pretty good, but it won't last. It won't last. I like it, but it won't last. But have you had this motherfucker right here? The Wendy's Breakfast Baconator? My dog. If you give me one of these, you can do anything to my body. Real talk. Real. Rating fast food French fries. Let's get this one out the way immediately. People consider this one to be the pinnacle of the fast food fry. It's fluffy on the inside, it's crispy on the outside, very well seasoned. I can get down with it, but there are better out there. This is another one that's considered a industry staple, but my problem with these are, unless you're eating them at 5,000 degrees, they're worthless. The second they get remotely cold, they're inedible. I absolutely love Wendy's with all of my black little heart, but Wendy's fries, they're always hit or miss. Either they overly salt them or there's absolutely not a grain of salt on them, and I can't get jiggy with that. And on the other side of the spectrum, Arby's is, was, and always will be absolute trash, but they have a good fry. I would eat these daily if I could. Everything at Popeyes bangs, including these. Ranking your favorite snack cakes. Twinkies are often held in a very high regard, but honestly, I don't see the appeal in them. They take the term sponge cake a little too literally for me. They have a weird texture and I can't deal with it. Ding dongs, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. Between the slightly crispy chocolate outside, the perfectly soft cake, and the creamy inside, it's like the two of them together are pretty much angel. They're angel. They're great. Strawberry shortcakes are near refreshing. I don't know if it's that sour yet sweet jelly inside or that creamy custard at the bottom of it, but it's like an orgy of flavor. And Daddy's not coming home tonight. What the is a Star Crunch? Honey buns are god tier. The only snack cake you can eat at any time of the day, even the morning, and people won't look at you like you're a fat hog. They're sweet, they're soft, they're buttery. If ding dongs are angel, these are angel. And guess what? I'm eating the booty tonight. Rating your favorite snack cakes, part 2. Oatmeal cream pies are one of the few snack cakes that don't necessarily taste like they're mass-produced. They actually have a really strong comfort food sense about them, and for that, I appreciate them. Raisin cream pies, on the other hand, I've never seen anyone under the age of 75 buy these, but they're well stocked in most nursing homes, I hear. These, on the other hand, are near decadent. They're like a candy bar mixed with a cookie, mixed with a pastry, mixed with a one-night stand, and I am here for it. These don't taste like so stop bringing them up in my videos. Swiss rolls are a step above most, texturally, visually, taste-wise. They're just above and beyond. They're like the Oreos of the snack cake world. I approve. Cosmic brownies are not good. They are an insult to all things brown. Therefore, I hate them. Rating your favorite snack cakes, part 3. Fudge rounds are kind of just there. They really need milk to make them palatable. Otherwise, they're just kind of average. Donut sticks, on the other hand, are very slept on, very underrated. They're perfect for dunking in anything, and even great by themselves with their Krispy Kreme-like glaze. Very solid. Only old people eat these. With chocolate chip cakes, there's a sense of elegance and class to these for some reason. I feel like I need to eat these with my pinky up and with a British accent. I hear the Christmas cakes are going to be delayed coming out this year. Quite honestly, I'm glad because I'm sick of seeing them. Now these are an absolute classic, leaps and bounds above the cosmic brownies. They're simple and delicate, opposed to all of the multicolored thrills that their cosmic counterparts have. These are solid, the others are not. Rating your favorite potato dishes. You can't really beat scalloped potatoes. Cheese sauce, thick cut potatoes, herbs and spices with that crispy top. It all screams there's a party going on in someone's mouth, and guess what? I'm coming. Gnocchi is damn near decadent. Little potato pasta / dumpling things. Put your favorite sauce and meat in there and you have an experience for the ages. Potato salad is trash and we do not do that here. No. Now I know some of you are not hip, but this is poutine. Poutine is French fries, cheese curds, all covered in piping hot gravy. The cheese gets melty, the gravy gets into the potatoes. It's near orgasmic. Do yourself a favor and get up in there. If you're just out here in these streets eating baked potatoes, you need to try a little bit harder in life. Rating your favorite cookies. Oreo comes out with a new flavor every 45 minutes, and I respect the hustle, but even with the good old chocolate and cream standby, you can't really beat it. Very solid. Chips Ahoy, on the other hand, has very little structural integrity to their cookies. They crumble at the first bite, and I can't really get behind anything that has such weakness in their body. Keebler's always like a little special treat to me personally because I don't eat them as often as the other cookies, but whenever I do, I'm always pleasantly surprised. I'm like, this exists, and I'm glad it does. Now, Mrs. Fields gets me moist, and I'm going to be explicit with you guys. Between the creamy chocolate, the decadent cookie, and just they're always perfectly soft. Oh my, give me a minute. This is a certified hood classic. Rating your favorite holiday desserts. I find myself surprised every year when I find out people are still eating pecan pie. It feels like some kind of industrial revolution. I feel like we can move past it. You can't really go wrong with a Yule log. It's just cake and icing wrapped up into a log form. Extra points for creativity, I guess. Solid. Christmas cookies are consistently the most trash cookies that come out every single year. take the most basic cookie, the sugar cookie, and put a little bit of that weak frosting on it. Fa la 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 la, they all suck ass. Same thing with gingerbread too, it's just spicy ass. Now rum balls, on the other hand, are delightful. Find someone who can make them right, and they are a perfect note of flavors. The only kind of balls I want in or around my mouth, Alex. Rating your favorite Thanksgiving side dishes. Whether you call it stuffing or whether you call it dressing, I think we can all agree that it's a special treat because most of us don't have it outside of the last 2 months of the year. It's very solid. The great debate, do you prefer your cranberry sauce out of a can or done fresh? Quite frankly, I think both are overrated. Keep them off my plate. If you don't know how to make macaroni and cheese, let someone else do it. If you're not baking your macaroni and cheese, let someone else do it, because this is a God-tier side dish, and if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. A lot of us don't know what the this is, so let's move on. Mashed potatoes are so often overlooked in the great Thanksgiving side debate. Not much can come in comparison to a pillowy mound of mashed potatoes with butter, sour cream, chives, with some bacon in there. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Rating your favorite 90s snacks. Minute Maid juice bars were near refreshing. Take your favorite juice, freeze it, put it in a little triangle thingy. It was fantastic. These, on the other hand, I'm glad they're dead. Fruit-flavored marshmallows, they tasted like berries and booty, and I know some of you are freaky like that, but I ain't the one. Dunkaroos are an absolute classic that just recently came back, and I think we're all a little grateful for that. Tasty cookies dipped in tasty frosting. What more do you want out of life? Now, Dino Eggs oatmeal was a fun concept visually, but they didn't really do it for me. It's like the Kardashians. They focused so hard on the exterior, but on the inside, they're dead. Undefeated. Simply untouched. This smooth yet robust flavor is at the pinnacle, the absolute peak of chocolate milk drinks. Salute. Mwah.